Mothman is not necessarily a bad omen for yourself. At the sites of major structural failures, or terrorist actions, like 9/11 for example, people have reported seeing the Mothman. The people who reported seeing him were people observing, not likely directly linked with the catastrophes. Like the collapse of the Silver Bridge. If you seek more knowledge, you should journey to Point Pleasant. Ask around for the sire of the old abandoned TNT factory. You will not be disappointed. I've had experiences as well that I'm willing to share. Alright. I'll share my experiences with the creature. The year was 1996. Sometime in November, I think. I was out in the area visiting my folks that recently moved to a small town outside of Point Pleasant, named Mason. General Cracky Hick Town. I had only been exposed to the Mothman a lot from my dad, who is also a believer. Well, needless to say, I wanted to venture into the infamous TNT factory, to check out all the rumors and see if they were true. Not too far of a drive, you simply follow Route 62 for a couple of miles, then turn left onto Camp Conley Road, then finally left again onto Tritt Road. The factory would be on your right. Sheesh man, this place was creepy. It was worth the drive though. It was the dead of night, almost around 12 a.m. at the time. It gets dark around 6 in the fall anyway, so basically pitch black. Pulling my car over to the side of the road, I got my flashlight and headed over to the abandoned structures. They looked almost like igloos. Dirt igloos is the best I can describe them. But heck, this place gave me the chills. No noise, no nothing. It seemed eerily quiet. Almost dead. I'm usually a calm person, but this stuff freaked me out after a while. I started to hear strange noises from the trees and stuff. Limb snapping and beating that almost sounded like the beating wings of a very large bird. Owl maybe, I thought, but I didn't stay around to check it out. I ran my hide back to the car, and simply sat there and waited. I was waiting for about 10 minutes. That was the longest 10 minutes of my life. Then I saw something that made my blood chill. A pair of eyes staring at me through the canopy of trees, right out past a small pond. I sat there, unable to move. This creature was looking at me, not the car, not anything else. Just me. Fumbling around with my keys, I finally threw them into the ignition and slammed my foot onto the pedal. Looking back, the eyes were gone. Good, I thought I scared it away. I kept driving, intent on returning home to my parents' house. I was driving at a decent pace, about 40 to 50 miles an hour. I didn't want to get stopped by the rude cops in the area, they'd definitely be around. I continued on for about 20 minutes, it was quite bro. I wanted to get home, I was starting to get freaked again by what I saw. Was it the Mothman? Was it some weird bird? I didn't know. But to my horror, I peered out the window to my left, and saw those eyes, and the outline of the wings. The dang thing was following me. I was never more scared in my life. I stepped on that pedal, but at the time, my car was horrible. A beater. The thing only hit about 80. The creature didn't miss a beat. Even up to the speed of 80, it intently followed me. No noise, but I could hear the flapping wings. It was loud enough to hear over my roaring engine. I nearly crashed a few times while making my way back home. The chase continued for about 15 more minutes, but making the turn back onto Route 62, I was going too fast and spun out on the road. I thought I crashed for a moment, as everything was hazy. But then in front of me, a mere foot away from the hood, I saw it real good. I could only describe it as being eerily close to the ops picture. Almost exact. It was just standing there. Throwing the car into reverse, I freaking hauled my butt out of there. Braking speeds over 90 miles per hour. It didn't give chase again and nothing more happened to me that night. Pulled into town, pulled into my house, and freaking stayed up. All the night for about 2 days, too scared to go to sleep. I began to look out the window every couple minutes, and having weird delusions that the creature was staring back at me. A mixture of paranoia and sleep deprivation, I think. Told my folks I was returning home, and I did. Returned back to my home in Ohio. I did some research on the Mothman, I was becoming obsessed with it. I had the paper from my time down in Mason, and the same night I had the encounter with the creature. A house burned down in one of the neighboring townships, killing a family of 5. Mere coincidence, or Mothman? I did see Mothman that night, and don't be fooled. It is negative, it is bad. Bad things only follow it. Don't go looking for it like I did. Not worth it? It does exist, take it from an old guy like me.
This is a very interesting story. I heard my own story of a Mothman, but he was a good one. In Missouri, there is a town called Joplin. There was this massive tornado, and a report of a family being saved by a Mothman. They were outside and about to be crushed by a car when suddenly Mothman flew down and shoved the car away from them. No clue if the story carries any weight, but this story came out before people really talked about Mothmen. One time I remember being commissioned to hunt a Mothman back when I did that sort of stuff. Ended up backing out once I found the thing. He was a pretty chill dude. It seems like they usually try to be friendly, but they're very unlucky and sometimes it gets to them. A Mothman turned bad is not a very nice thing to deal with. Well, thanks for tuning in. I hope this story was interesting. I certainly thought it was. Until next time, traveler.